the jury has the case, and they're deliberating whether Ronnie Oneal is guilty of killing his girlfriend, his 9-year-old daughter, and trying to kill his then 8-year-old son. Oneal is representing himself, and let's get straight out to Fox 13's Gloria Gomez live at the Hillsborough County Courthouse. It sounds like closing arguments got a little loud and maybe dramatic at times today, Gloria.
Very dramatic, Cynthia. You're right about that. They've been deliberating now, though, the jury for about 3 hours. They got the case about 2:15 this afternoon. Still no verdict. We're still waiting. But like you said, they had dramatic closing arguments by the prosecution and odd ones by the defense today. Let's start with the prosecution first. They painted Ronnie Oneal as a cold-blooded killer that killed his girlfriend, Kenyatta Barron, the mother of his children. They say he then turned his rage to his 9-year-old daughter and killed her and attempted to kill his 8-year-old son, Ronnie Jr. Now, later, Ronnie Oneal, who is representing himself, then had his chance to talk to the jury, and he yelled and screamed throughout most of his closing arguments, accusing the prosecution of fabricating evidence and intentionally leaving out witnesses that could have helped his case. Here's some highlights of the closing arguments from both sides. Take a look.
The evidence against this defendant is mountainous. It is overwhelming. The evidence against him is overwhelming for one reason and one reason only, and that's because he is guilty. This is the defendant, Ronnie Oneal, shortly after his arrest on the morning of March 19th. Looking like he's been working in a butcher shop, covered with the blood of the mother of his children and the blood of his children.
He showed you a fraudulent recording where they allege that I beat Kenyatta Barron to death. I ain't running from nothing. They didn't call Khalil Brown to tell you that. I did. And you have to ask yourself why that is. Because I want you to know the actual facts. I did kill Kenyatta Barron. But I want you to tell it like it is if you're going to tell it.
Hour where he kept yelling and screaming at the jury. The jury was handed the case around 2:15 this afternoon. They've been deliberating ever since. They even waited to have lunch just to go through the jury instructions and closing arguments. They just wanted to get through all of that and then finally start their lunch and deliberations pretty much at the same time. They had a question earlier today. It ended up being a technical issue. So at this point, no other peep from the jury. If we do hear there's a verdict, of course, we will let you know right away.
Yeah, it makes you wonder. It's after 5 now, just a few minutes after, whether they're going to stay and get this done tonight or go home. So I know you'll let us know as soon as you hear something. So thank you, Gloria.